for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to officially welcome you to the launch of the Mercedes AMG A35 4MATIC sedan. My name is Nadia Heng, and I could not be more excited to be keeping you company as your MC today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very exciting program ahead for all of you, including a very special guest, which I have a feeling some of you may already be clued in on this, but more on that in just a bit. For now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to shine the light on our star here today, the new Mercedes AMG A35 4MATIC sedan, which, by the way, is the perfect entry point model into the world of AMG driving performance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a unique combination of refined power and dynamic elegance. And safe to say, it sets the standards in more than just its class. But here to tell you more about it and about our exciting event that we've got in store, it is my pleasure, and please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving a thunderous warm welcome for Dr. Klaus Weidner, President and Chief Executive Officer of...
We launch our new car, our Mercedes AMG A35 4MATIC sedan in this very, very specific location. Together with our partners from PETRONAS Formula One Motorsports team. This close partnership on both international and local levels has really been outstanding, not only by the success of our Formula One team, but also because of all the events and the celebrations we had here, also in Malaysia, throughout the 9 years we are working together, and we certainly look for more. Over half a century, ladies and gentlemen, ago, two men with passion for motorsport and engineering founded AMG. These were Hans-Werner Aufrecht and Erhard Melcher, who saw an opportunity on every wide open road, an invitation in every curve, and an affirmation in every victory, for more performance and for more power.
AMG, driving performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, introducing the Mercedes AMG A35 4MATIC sedan. Both on the front as well as on the rear. It displays perfect, powerful proportions of a dynamic and compact sedan. The car stands on AMG 19-inch 5 twin-spoke light aluminum wheels, who also reinforce the AMG look from the side. Unfortunately, you cannot see the rear from the car right now, but you can take pictures later. But let me share you. The rear features twin-sport exhaust pipes and spoiler lip on the boot lid that perfectly round up the sporty experience also from the rear. In the interior, obviously it's all about sportiness. It's not only the beautiful AMG sport seats with black man-made article leather in combination with dynamic fabrics that also have a nice red piping. It also has a very beautiful AMG sport steering wheel with red stitching and specific AMG insert trim parts that round off the interior of the vehicle. So it's not only about the sporty looks, but it's also about the technology that we put inside the car. And here let me talk about a few of the features. The first one, we have the, like in a jet fighter, A35 features a head-up display, which projects important information like the vehicle speed and the gear indicator directly at the driver's field of vision on the windscreen. At a price of 348,888 ringgit.
Adrenaline and also hashtag driving performance. Keep facing to your left and turn right here. We've got quite a few. I'm going to try and stay out of the way here. All right, back.
Yeah, it's been an incredible season so far, but still one with plenty of challenges. Every year we're faced with different challenges. You know, we started this year in testing where the Ferraris were quicker than us, and we honestly didn't know where we would go. We thought that we had a good package, but it wasn't working quite well. And then we had a real good, strong course first half of the season. And then we come away from this break, and now the Ferraris have won the last three races, and we really got our work cut out. But we wouldn't want it any other way. That's what we exist to fight and compete. And I think it's great for the sport, and we're enjoying it. But of course, we want to win more races. So right now, actually the reason we're a little bit delayed because I was on the phone to the team. There's everyone in the back of the team were working so hard. They were in the factory debriefing, and it was a debrief, and I wanted to be a part of the call. So we're fully focused on this next race and trying to see what else we can bring out of this car.
The next race already this weekend, right?
Yeah, this is an unusual kind of visit in between a back-to-back. Because back-to-back races are the toughest for the team, for the mechanics who are on their feet day and night, stripping the car. If we've got any problems from the previous race, for example, there was some damage on the other car in the last race, so getting parts fixed and made ready for this next race is not so easy. And also understanding where we've gone, if we've gone wrong, how you can change it in such a short space of time. So it's a quick turnaround. So I leave late tonight, and I have to think I fly through Dubai, I think it is, in Dubai to Sochi, and so it's a bit of a long trip, but you know, it's crazy because I've been coming here for 7 years with Petronas, and it's always been a privilege to come and see the Twin Towers and be a part of this family.
So you're missing racing in Malaysia?
Yeah, you know what? It was the hardest race of the year. Yeah, it was the one that you, and also it was at the beginning of the year. So often at the start of the season, you don't want to peak physically too early in the year. You want to kind of ramp it up. Because if you peak too early, then you tail off. There's 21 races, so used to get to Malaysia in the second race, and it would be the hardest race of the year, even more so because you were still building up your fitness level. In this race, you would lose like 4 kilos in the race. I think I lost 4.3 kilos in the race here in my first year, and I could barely stand afterwards. So it was always, and it was the most challenging for the car, for the team, for the engineers as well.
Yeah, that brings me to another question. So how do you keep fit in all this very challenging environment? Every 2 weeks a race, and it's mentally and also physically. Maybe
it's a massive challenge. Like, it's being on the road for all this time, and all year long. We're basically on tour the whole year. There's a lot of traveling, so it's really about understanding when you need to train, when you need to back off and let your body relax and recovery. But I'm traveling and training on the road, so in hotels, often go running. I love the garden that you have out here in front of the. So I often, when I'm here, for example, I do laps around there. And it's really just about nutrients, about drinking plenty of water, and just staying hydrated as well.
So you change your diet, you adjust it to this in a certain way?
Yeah, I mean, every year it shifts a little bit. So I went onto a plant-based diet 2 years ago, and that's really just, at the end of every season, I'm like, okay, we've had a good or bad season, how can I be better next year? You know, and that's from a wide range of things. It's like, how can I communicate better with my engineer? How can I get more from Bono? How can I get more from Marcus? How can I get more from Shell? How can we get more from HPP who are building the engine? How can I get more from Petronas? How can I lean on them more, support them more? Right? Our technical engineers in a little lab that we have at the racetrack. So just all areas. How can I bring more energy? How can I elevate and lift them up and be better? And how can I be fitter? How can I be more focused, more consistent, make less mistakes, all these different things. So that strive for perfection just never stops.
So what's your secret to the focus? Because 2 hours and more in a race, it's really something which is really excruciating, right?
There's no secret to success, and there's no secret to, for example, for me, for the focus point of view, I've been racing since I was 8, so I've had lots and lots of practice. And practice just helps. The race like the last one, for example, is 2 hours long. You can't, a lot of these tracks you can't afford a split second of thinking outside, for example, thinking of something else, what you're doing next weekend. But you don't have time. You're constantly controlling your breathing pattern, the amount of controls that we're having to balance with the tires and the strategy and all those kind of things. There's not a second to think of anything else, so it actually comes quite naturally.
Yeah, so the season basically takes a lot of time, right? It's almost the whole year. So what are you missing now? And maybe what's on your bucket list? Maybe as a final question for now and maybe after Formula.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot. People see the glitz and glamour of a racing driver, and for sure there's like a lot of great things that come along with being a Formula 1 driver, but you miss time in family, you miss time with your friends, you miss precious moments. Like my sister's got 2 kids, and I'm missing a lot of their growth, but I FaceTime with them, you know? But I'm missing a lot of the things that they go through, and which of course is sad. Fortunately for the moment, I don't have a family of my own, so I'm not missing any of those details at the moment. But I think for the future, right now, I'm really trying to understand, because an athlete can't go forever. You know, and at some stage, I'm going to have to retire from Formula 1. Hopefully not anytime soon.
After more championships.
Yeah, we're working on getting some more, but I've got a lot of athletes focus so much on their careers to be the best athlete they can be. They're not allowed enough time, or not. Some of them not quite enough time to figure out what they can do afterwards. And then if their career comes to an end, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And the reason I know that is because I've also spoken to a lot of these athletes that have retired and come back and done something. So I'm just trying to understand what else I want to do. Luckily, I've stumbled across something I'm really into, which is fashion. And if you look at like how like a brand, you can do that till you're 100 or 80, whatever it is. So I'm hoping that that's an area I can move into. That seems to be something that I'm really into. I'm really enjoying working with Tom right now.
So then we can bring you back to KL Fashion Week, Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
with the years
Well, I mean, yeah, but I think if we come to that, I want to get involved, and I've been asking Mercedes for ages, how can I get involved in doing my own versions of the current cars that we have? Yeah, like redesigning, like customizing, doing an LH edition. I know I can sell you so many LH edition cars. Yeah, you know. And you know, if I was to take this car and take it around the track, set it up, make it look, it wouldn't be bling, but it would just look even better than it does now. And who's not going to want that car? It's going to handle better than anyone else's.
So it's a deal, right? All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
Well, I think safe to say, you know, if you do venture into designing cars, it's going to be just as blinged out as your private jet, right? Safe to
I
say.
don't have a jet anymore.
Or what it looks like anyway. That was stunning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we wrap up this official part. However, I do believe that we've got a couple of questions that we can allow for the floor. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, put your hand up. And
what is your opinion of the club now that he's got poles and he's a challenger now?
What is my opinion?
Your opinion of Charles Leclerc?
It's not really changed. He was a bright up-and-coming young star, and he still is. So he's been doing an exceptional job. It's not easy. I know firsthand what it's like to jump into a team. Like my first year was against a two-time world champion, Fernando Alonso. So I know exactly how tough it is to arrive into a team, a top team, and have the demands and the expectation, not only from the team, but from yourself and from people that are watching. But he's delivering, and he's done an exceptional job to be racing against Sebastian as a full-time world champion. That's not easy at all, but he's taking it in stride. And I think that's often what us young athletes do. You know, you take it in your stride. You're super aggressive and challenging. And I'm looking forward to racing with him more.